the future is entrepreneurship. I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I have to say that. I'm also a mom of four. I think entrepreneurship opens so many doors for women with the flexibility and control over their own careers.
Can you talk a little bit more about mentorship? Because I know over the past year, you, along with Stella, changed the trajectory of my company. I had an idea, didn't exactly know how I was going to be able to navigate and reach my target audience. But here you gave me a whole new perspective of a company based on a past experience. So, can you talk a little bit more about mentorship and why it is important and what you guys are doing at Stella to help with the mentorship?
These are the stories of dreamers who saw a vision, created goals, and turned their dreams into reality. Welcome to the series of Forever a Dreamer, where we share the humble beginnings of dynamic female entrepreneurs and professionals who scaled their way to the top by starting small but dreaming big. I am your host, Cheetah Prototype, and welcome to today's show.
Hello, dreamers. We're back with a new episode of the Forever Dreamer podcast. And today I'm excited to have an amazing guest. Flossie Hall is really a sweet, amazing person, amazing mentor, amazing advisor, and just someone who's passionate about female founders and anyone that's really in business. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you guys to Flossie Hall of Stella and so many other businesses, but I'm going to allow her to talk more about herself and introduce herself to you guys.
Hey, I am so excited to be here, and I've been excited and honored to work with you and your business over the last year. I am currently the Chief Executive Officer on an interim level at Stella, which is a nonprofit that serves female founders all over the globe. Our goal is to get female founders the resources and education that they need to get them capital ready. But I'm a serial entrepreneur myself, and I've built several different businesses across edtech and food and product base and services. So I know what it feels like to build something from scratch. I've built companies that have generated millions in revenue. I've failed at some companies. I've had some that are just running and producing revenue. So I've been there, done that, and I'm always happy to share my lessons with anybody that needs support.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit more about your journey and even with the failures, like how did you handle the failures in business? And as you have been in so many different journeys and in so many different companies, how did you keep moving and not give up?
Well, it's hard, and it always feels like it's the worst thing in the world when it's happening, right? But failure is inevitable in business, and you have to accept that out the gate. You're going to fail big, you're going to fail small, you're going to fail 100 ways from Tuesday every single day. And if you can't accept failure and learn from it, you shouldn't be in entrepreneurship. So the better that you get at accepting and learning from failure, the better your business is going to be, the more you're going to grow as a founder. My first company I started on accident. It was a food company, a meal prepping company. I started out in my home kitchen. We scaled that business from my home kitchen to seven figures and 100 employees in its first year. Now, that may sound great. I did $1 million in revenue, but I spent over $1 million, meaning I actually lost money because I didn't know what I was doing. For the right permits. I didn't have the right insurances. I didn't hire people right. I didn't fire people right. We would overcook, undercook. We'd run out of food. My margins weren't right. Like you don't know what you don't know. But one thing I was never afraid to do was to try and figure it out and fail forward. So every week, our company operated on a Monday to Sunday schedule. Production would run on the weekends. And then on Monday morning, we'd all go, what went right and what went wrong? And how do we get better? And I just operate with that mentality in every business that you have to figure out what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and surround yourself with good people that are kind of paving the way a little bit and saying like, let's make it a little easier for you. Don't do this, do this. Here's how you do these things. So find good mentorship because they'll really help you through the hard days.
Can you talk a little bit more about mentorship? Because I know over the past year, you, along with Stella, changed the trajectory of my company. I had an idea, didn't exactly know how I was going to be able to navigate and reach my target audience. But here you gave me a whole new perspective of a company based on a past experience. So, can you talk a little bit more about mentorship and why it is important and what you guys are doing at Stella to help with the mentorship?
Yeah, mentorship is crucial in business. And you came into Stella, into our cohort, and you got incredibly lucky that I've built exactly what you're building in other areas for different demographics. Once I saw what you were trying to do, I said, oh, I have a whole blueprint on what you need to do for this because I've built an educational technology company for military spouse entrepreneurs that was a national program, was funded by companies like Amazon and USAA. I was hired at Stella a few years ago to do the same thing for female founders. And you said, this is what I want to do. And I want to serve this demographic and I'm great at it. How do I pull all these pieces together? Now, as a mentor, my goal is to support you. But if I was a bad mentor or a person, I would have been like, I don't want you duplicating what I do. I'm not going to give you the secrets. I'm not going to help you out. But instead, I opened my treasure chest of every document, blueprint, one pager, deck, kit, and was like, here's how I did it. And now let's go do it for you, but catered to what you're trying to do. There's enough success for all of us. And there's no reason why I should have kept those treasures to myself. So, working through Stella, we were able to get you access to a person to build your technology, a revenue model, access to capital, ways to get your program funded by sponsors. And we built all those things together. It wasn't just like, hey, go do this thing on your own. You and I like put in the work, and
Yeah.
our team at Stella actually helped you build the materials and get the things done to help grow your business, which is a huge differentiator in Stella and why I love Stella, because in all of my companies, all I wanted was, somebody to support me and somebody to actually help me do something, because you can Google anything, you can learn anything, but you don't have enough time and energy sometimes to just get it done. And for me to come in and give you something for 10 minutes of my time, it would take you maybe days or weeks to learn how to do that. So we do that at Stella. We put our hands in your business.
And I love that approach. And you definitely hit on a lot of topics that I have been wanting to talk to my audience about, and that is staying away from the gatekeeping mentality,
Mhm.
because we have to find ways to collaborate and partner. And also, that doesn't mean sharing the whole blueprint if we have the same idea. I feel like with you and what you were able to provide me was definitely an example of collaborating and sharing and not gatekeeping, because you could have said, hey, I don't want her doing the same thing as me, but you opened up everything to me and you were so willing to help me on with every question, with every step of the way. And I want to encourage more women to be more supportive, be more collaborative, and also focus on how can I help this next woman make it. Because if she helped me, then of course down the line along the way, somewhere how we'll be able to promote each other. Can you talk a little bit more about the support and why it's important not to gatekeep, but also just keep each other encouraged along the way on this journey of being a female founder?
Yeah, I think it's hard because women are already fighting for a seat at the table. We're fighting for a very tiny sliver of the pie. And sometimes when you have other women, there are those gatekeepers, and there is that vicious dog eat dog mentality of, I don't want you to have what I have because I fought really hard to get here and I don't want anybody else to take it from me. But that's the opposite of what we need, right? We need to pull up a chair or build a new table for each other. And doesn't matter at the end of the day, no one company or program or service can serve everyone. So whether it's Stella or my former companies or whatever it is, I can't serve everybody. We can't serve everybody. And it is super important for you to do what you do best and have the tools and skills for you to be successful so you can go serve. And now you're going to help other founders, because we can't do it all. And it doesn't matter, what we provide is a little bit different than what you provide. We might really connect with some founders. Other founders might really connect with you. And that's totally different. It's the secret sauce. And there is no gatekeeping. Like we need to support each other, give access to resources. We need to cheer each other on. And there's enough for everybody. And I think there's enough success for all of us if we just work together.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I love that about you. And I also love that about Stella. And I talk to everyone about Stella. When I'm in meetings with women and they're telling me that they need funding or they need structure or they need help, I recommend them instantly to Stella.
Go to
And
Stella. Go to Stella. Go to Stella. Sign up for Stella.
If you work for yourself, you really need to get HoneyBook.
What's HoneyBook?
It's the all-in-one client management platform that all independent professionals can count on.
Oh, so what can HoneyBook do?
How about everything you need to organize your business?
Everything?
Yes.
Can it manage client invoices?
Yep.
Proposals?
Mm-hmm.
Contracts?
Payments?
Yes and yes.
Scheduling.
HoneyBook does that too.
Can it teach me Spanish?
Can it teach me how to cook?
Can it walk my dog?
What? No.
Oh.
But it will save you time.
Really?
Absolutely. Whatever you do, HoneyBook has all the tools to get it done. Start your free trial at honeybook.com.
but I see the need in what you guys are offering. Women are on this journey where they are looking for help on how to start up. Or even if they started, like I spoke to a lady just recently, and she has already raised money, venture capital money for her business, but she's ran out and they've pivoted and now they're starting over. And I feel like it doesn't matter what journey you're on, whether you're just starting out or you're looking to scale or pivot, you still need some type of support and advice and someone to grab your hand along the way and tell you that, hey, you can do it. We got your back. Let's do it together. So can you talk a little bit more about the programs that Stella offers? I know these women online are like, oh, what is Stella? Can you tell them a little bit more about Stella, about the cohort that I went through, the wonderful cohort, and also the amazing conferences you have to help women along the journey?
Yeah, so Stella is a nonprofit. We're based out of San Diego, but our team is national. This is our 10th year as an organization of serving female founders, helping them from ideation to pre-seed, seed round. And our goal is to get everyone either on a successful path or a journey towards funding and to be capital ready, right? So to bridge the gap between female founders and female funding, right? Less than 2% of venture capital goes to women, and we're hoping to actually do much more than that. So Stella is on a mission to help female founders all over the globe. We have 4 main programs. We have an online community, Stella or community.stella.co. It's free for anybody to join. There's education, there's resources. We have monthly master classes, co-working spaces. They're all virtual. We have the Stella Labs cohort, which you were in, that runs twice a year for those that get selected to go through our program. It's 13 weeks, hands-on, one-on-one, super intensive. We meet twice a week, 2 hours a week, but we work together a lot outside of those times to really dig deep into your business. And we accept everyone from ideation to funded and across different industries, from service to CPG to biotech and tech. And then we have Stella Angels, that's our capital arm, access to funding with quarterly angel events. And then we have our events arm, which we have a National Women's Fast Pitch that happens every year. That's coming up. Applications open May 1st. And then the winners from each region come together at our annual summit in San Diego, which is Women's Venture Summit. It's in its 10th year. We have about 250 to 300 people, female founders, female funders, all come together across the venture table to support each other, get funded, get access to capital, be inspired, get education, and at the end of the day, be surrounded by rock star women that are doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah. And I just want to add that the subject matter experts that are on their team are amazing. From the accountant to the founder, Sylvia, even she gets in the mud with us and work out problems and create solutions. And I love that about it because it's family knit and it's also hands-on. And I feel like on this journey, a lot of, like you said, we don't know what we don't know. And we're just kind of like moms who looking to find something better, working women that are in careers that are looking for, hey, what is my real purpose and how can I turn what I do and what I know into an actual company? So if you guys are looking for that, feel free to go on and sign up, just become a part of the community with Stella and be a part of like-minded women who are going to help you take it to the next level, whether you're in the curiouspreneur phase or if you're already excelling in your business.
Yeah, and I think that's our secret sauce, right? Is our network. And when you come in and you say, I need a tech advisor, I need help with this pitch deck, I need somebody to review my script, I don't have financials, I need a bookkeeper. Stella has a network of trusted people who are going to support you. We have attorneys that'll meet with you one on one, even if it's just for a discovery call. But if you decide you need their services, they're trusted and they're not going to take advantage of you. So we have investors and founders and people who've been there and done that, and they all come together just to support this ecosystem. So it's not predatory, it's community driven, it's servant leadership, and it's coming together to help move that needle a little bit. And I always say, you get out of Stella what you put into it. You have to be present, you have to ask for help, you take advantage of the resources, you have to show up for class, you have to ask for those mentors. And you did all that. You're like, I need it, I need it, I need this, I need this. And what did we do? We turned around and we, sent intro emails, or we set up those things, or we got those things done, or we hired somebody to do something in your business, or whatever that looked like. We made sure that we were serving you every single week.
Yes. And I want to ask you a question. Just you being in a business of helping female founders, where do you see the future of women in business in the next few years? And with all of the resources and the new AI components, like, what do you see as far as the future of how far women can go with just a dream, just an idea? And also, how do you think this will shape the economy in the future?
So I think the future is entrepreneurship. I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I have to say that. I'm also a mom of four. I think entrepreneurship opens so many doors for women with the flexibility and control over their own careers that it's incredibly important to have it as an option. I think moving forward, we just keep blazing those trails. Women-led companies are more successful than men-led companies. Women-funded companies tend to produce better profit margins and are more profitable than male-led companies. But the problem is that 2% venture mark is just not getting there. And only 4% of women-owned businesses will ever reach seven figures in revenue. So both of those numbers are incredibly disappointing, knowing that more than half of all businesses are owned by women. We need to catch up. So it comes down to financials and funding and revenue, and not just building a business as a hobby, but having the confidence that you can build something amazing and big. Whatever success looks like to you, you can make it happen. So I think it's going to make the economy stronger the more that women find their confidence and their footing and saying, yes, this is mine, and stepping up and just taking it. I think the conversations nationally are already getting there, of being loud about women and supporting women. But we still have a very long way to go with action, writing those checks, getting the funding, buying women owned, supporting women owned, putting dollars in the pockets of women owned businesses.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I am in this business because I am on the journey towards this fight as well. Like, I see so much potential in women. We come up with so many amazing things. We really are the backs of corporate America. When you think about the dynamic women that are doing things in the workforce, as well as creating innovative businesses, you think of women. And of course, we're not on a journey to degrade men or not show them their value, but we have to stand up for what we believe in, and that's ourselves too. As moms, as professionals who work tirelessly in corporate America, as well as still coming home after work, or whether you're working from home after hours, you're still building a business on the side. I think that's dynamic, and it shows the strength of a woman.
Yeah. And, it's not never, I don't like putting anybody down of, oh, you're just a white man, so you shouldn't deserve this, even though you've worked hard for it. The difference is that men, and white men in general, have had generations and hundreds of years of gain on us. They've been able to chase their careers. They've built their networks. They've gotten education. They've climbed the corporate ladder, and they traditionally have funded other people that look like them. And until, the last half a century, women can vote and have jobs and checking accounts. And it's okay for women to have careers and build businesses. So we have a lot of catching up to do. And it just takes a lot of buy-in from everyone to make sure that we're supported, that we are also leading families and becoming moms and running households and sitting on boards and building businesses. We can do all of those things, but it just looks differently from our perspective than it does from a man's perspective.
I agree. And Flossie, with that being said, we're talking to the dreamers that are online who have tuned in, whether they're driving in their car or working at home and listening to this podcast episode. What advice do you have for them? If you can give them two pieces of advice on how to conquer, whether you're a woman in the professional world working to follow your dreams and get promoted, or even if you're that entrepreneur looking to get that funding to take your idea and be able to put it in front of millions, what piece of advice would you give them?
So I do. I have two huge tips. The first one is network, whether it's your career, your job, like whatever that looks like, entrepreneurship, your net worth is literally your network. If you can build your network and be in the rooms with the people that you want to be like, whether it's CEOs or business leaders or executives that are at the company that you want to work for, you need to be in that room and you need to build your network. You can't be shy that they're all just humans. It doesn't matter what their title is. It doesn't matter what company they work for. Build your network in person and online through LinkedIn, because those people will be the first ones with their hands up and the opportunities to open doors when you need a job or a sponsorship check or support or whatever it looks like for your business. Second is confidence. Women tend to have this major imposter syndrome and lack confidence because we need to be prepared. Entrepreneurship is scary, and you're never going to be 100% prepared. I'll tell you that right now. So you have to have the confidence to just leap and build it on the way down. If you don't take the first step, you're never going to take the second step. So there's so many women that are like, well, I'll do this after I have a degree, or I'll do this after I have a baby, or I'll do this when I finish the business plan, get advisors, you just need to do it. Whatever it looks like, you need to take step one and stop worrying about what step 200 looks like, because you're never going to get there. So pay attention to yourself, your dreams, and what you're doing. I just told you this earlier. Put your blinders on. There's a million people that want to do these things, but very few that will actually step up, execute, and do it. So just go do it.
Yeah. When I decided to have you on, I said, you know what? I have the perfect person that could come on and talk to the dreamers. And I thought of you, Flossie, because not only are you always inspiring me through your LinkedIn post, even with your post of you being in the Restaurant Depot, that was inspiring.
I was like, oh my gosh, that was my first company. I have a photo of the last time I ever shopped at Restaurant Depot for my first company, because I was like, if I never have to step foot in here again, I'm so happy. As much as I love business, the food business was not my dream.
When I saw that, I just love all of your content and how you are so real. It's never a moment where it's phony or it's fake. It's all true, authentic, and that's what drew me to you, even to join the Stella program. So again, thank you so much for always being there for me, motivating me, encouraging me, and giving me that extra push. And I just want to say that you are a piece of my story, and I'm so grateful for you.
Well, I'm grateful for you. I'll always be your biggest cheerleader. And just like we said a few minutes ago, I was like, call me, email me, let me know. What do you need? But even from a distance, I'm always going to cheer you on. I want nothing but success for you and everyone else. Like I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Trust me. And we're all just getting there, doing it one day at a time. So keep up the incredible work. You're crushing it.
Thank you so much. So with that being said, can you let the dreamers know how they can connect with you? Like, where can they find you? Of course, I just gave you guys a key. She's always on LinkedIn, but just give them a little bit more of like how they could connect with you.
LinkedIn's my jam. I'm on LinkedIn every day. It is my number one business tool that I use for all things. So connect with me on LinkedIn. You can email me at Stella, flossie@stella.co. You can always find me at the Stella Masterclasses, the co-working spaces. You can apply to our programs. I do a lot of public speaking. You can find me there. But most of the time, I'm just sitting in this chair 5 to 6 days a week doing the work behind this laptop. So email me, connect with me, shoot me a message on LinkedIn. I'm happy to support in any way I can.
Thank you again. And dreamers, please go and connect with Flossie. She's definitely a winner. And I just want you guys to be encouraged and know that you have a community behind you. And I'm just looking for us to continue to grow this Forever Dreamer movement so that we can empower, impact, and educate as many women as possible. So thank you again for joining the Forever Dreamer podcast. And I can't wait to connect with you guys soon. Have a great day.